Suivant votre conviction, les idées qui sont proposées dans le cadre du Code de l'exécution, est-ce qu'elles vous paraissent conformes aux lignes directrices de la CPEJ? Deuxième question, peut-on considérer que le Code mondial de l'exécution comme étant un outil d'évaluation des qualités de l'exécution?
Thank you, Jacques. Yes. The short answer is yes and yes, but I think you want a bit more than that. So, Jacques mentioned earlier to think back to when we're 18 years old. That actually got me thinking straight away, because when I was 18, I had just started my career in the court service in England and Wales, and I was working with the bailiffs. Not very successfully, because on 2 occasions I went out with the bailiffs to arrest people, and I lost both of them. So I thought maybe my career isn't as an enforcement agent, it's an administrator. But ever since then, I've been working closely with bailiffs, so I've had a massive interest in what you've been doing. About 7 years ago, I wanted to start the enforcement group in CPEJ at the Council of Europe because there was a need to look at the enforcement procedures in different countries. We got the financial backing, formed a group, and we had 2 observers come along. One was a certain Mr. Leo Netton, and the other one, Mr. Matthew Chardon. Both those gentlemen have become very good friends since then. They were friends beforehand anyway. And I like to think that those 2 made a significant contribution to the CPEJ guidelines. I think it's fair to say that the 4 primary authors of the CPEJ guidelines were Matthew, Leo, myself, and a chap called John Marsden, who was the chair and an English enforcement agent. So it was no surprise that when you started work on the World Code, you followed very closely the CPEJ guidelines, because the influence of those 2 men were obviously quite significant. But since then, the World Code has, well, so the global code, I should say, has evolved. We've taken in different things from around the world, not just Europe, and built on what CPEJ has done. So yes, I do think that you have followed CPEJ guidelines very closely, but built on them and improved them. And can they be an evaluation tool? Well, certainly, because you need to set standards. You need to set standards and work out what countries should have, what components they should have, to show that they have a quality enforcement service. Little things like a complaints procedure, a discipline procedure. The public must have confidence in the enforcement service, and you need those things if you're going to get confidence, transparency, the importance. So I'm pleased to see the World Code has adopted many of these things, or in fact all of them, and I hope that in time you'll build on them even further and have some actual performance indicators to show how countries have achieved these standards. What have they actually done? So that's a challenge for the future. Jacques, thank you.